Travis went good sell. I did a video talking about this, but I didn't word it right, I guess. So we'll do one that will catch people's attention by using John Dehlin's name, giving me the middle finger today. He just finished another podcast, Mormon podcast story or whatever. He's going over Gaddy versus the church, the lawsuit there, and he's promoting Radio Free Mormon as they're discussing the case. And I already discussed it with you in the other video, but John Dehlin starts off the video by trying to claim that, oh, he's this noble, great guy who's trying to get attention to all of us ex-Mormon creators. He reached out to me, I responded, he won't get back to me. And instead, he does video after video, matching the videos I do, that are in direct contrast. And I've gone over, no guys, John Dehlin is helping the church, not hurting them. He thinks he's hurting the church. Great, but you need to do it properly. Remember, the church is playing a game of chess, and they've already planned out the game several moves ahead of us. So you need to know real church history, not hearsay history, not what the church even claims, especially not the church what they claim. And so that's what Gaddy, Kay Birmingham, the lawyer in that case, she doesn't understand, as she thinks that just because a religion lies to its people, that's fraud, and that's a part of RICO fraud, as they're scamming people out of their money. But as I pointed out, all the church has to do is claim mythology, and oops, Gaddy's case is blown up in the water. It's a religion. She knew it was a religion. She should have known that religions aren't true. Therefore, the church can make up whatever mythology they want, even if it has to do with actual historical founders of the religion. And that's why the church is getting helped by all these ex-Mormons, and even in this lawsuit, because he's now promoting this lawsuit as more people are going to be aware of it, and when the judges strike it down, say, nope, church is a religion, everybody's going to complain, but Mormons are going to breathe a sigh of relief and continue to go on spreading the mythology. And that'll give them a boost. And they'll say, yeah, people try to attack us with lawsuits, and they lose. And so, it's important to understand true history in order to do battle against the church's fraud. Because the truth, remember, it sets you free. It also clears up fallacy, falsehood. The Book of Mormon even says that, I do believe, or is it Doctrine and Covenants? I think it's Doctrine and Covenants, actually. Talking about the Book of Mormon clearing up misinformation. And I can't get through, one of my popular videos is a rising one back on New Year's and the 2nd, about how John Dehlin is mocking me or something like that. So yeah, now he's giving me the middle finger, as he claims he's helping ex-Mormon creators, trying to promote them so that they can get money. I don't do this for money. You can tell by the expensive, lavish set I have and the great audio that everybody just wants to comment on. And yeah, I do this because I know the truth, and I need to get the truth out to you. I'm not doing this for money. I tried to take money through donations, through PayPal, in the first lawsuit when Judge First went silent, and I had no clue as to what to do. I didn't know about waiver of summons yet. And so I was trying to get money for this lawsuit. There were people that donated, but when I found out about waiver of summons, I abandoned the PayPal, and the money got returned, or at least PayPal told me they returned it. And so, yeah, I don't do this for money. I'm not a priestcraft. I'm not a priestcrafter. I do this because I genuinely care for you guys. Whether you're Mormon or ex-Mormon, I'm trying to help you with the truth. And so when you see all the thumbs down on the few number of views that I get, you can see how horribly I'm being treated. Not just by YouTube and Mormons, but by the church as well. Yesterday I had been attacked again, given death threats after Nelson's weekly meeting with the prophets. And they were a bit upset with the email. I did the video for that. Everything that I deal with in the lawsuit, I do a video for. I should notify you that I didn't do a video for the one today, where I had to inform them of the threat to my life yesterday, involving the email that I had sent on Wednesday, and pointed out that the defense in the Gaddy case could use mythology as their excuse to contrast my case, where I said, whereas my case involves actual crimes by the defendant, not just lying fraud, mythological religious fraud. And so that was necessary to get out there. So yeah, if it ruins the Gaddy case, she didn't want to take my case. She demanded money up front rather than first discussing to see what my case involved. So screw her. She thinks she's all high and mighty because she published one book about her research into other authors' books about the church. That's called hearsay, dear. You should have known about that in your legal education. And mine deals with, hey, I'm seeing that the church is paying the person who had me indefinitely incarcerated and attempted to have me assassinated, in the case where the church was suing me. And now, after I've told the court this, I'm now seeing that the church is trying to cover that up. It's a big difference between Gaddy's case and my case. That was the first lawsuit. So the second one is about how the judges are all in on it to protect the church. As I pointed out in the email today, that whereas Gaddy's is about a mythological choice that the church is taking, versus mine dealing with actual crimes, and a debate over whether or not the pro se litigant guide is actually legal for pro se litigants to use. I mean, that's how absurd mine is. I mean, she's already in the evidence phase because Judge First allowed her to proceed. Whereas in my case, no, they put a stop to that immediately. At least in the second one. The first one, it also got allowed, sort of, after I figured out the waiver of summons. And then First remained silent for the rest of her term until her final day, having been fired because of Gaddy, was up. And then they purposely hired somebody saying, hey, we'll give you a career as a justice here in the federal courts if you'll do us a favor, though, and recommend that this case be dismissed. And sure enough, she conformed and complied. And yeah. So understand, John Dehlin is missing out on a big opportunity to expose the church and to even bring them down to their knees. You need to understand, the church is trying to assassinate me. They're not trying to assassinate John Dehlin or Kay Birmingham or Jeremy Runnels, the CES letter guy. None of those guys. Not the Tanners, nobody. Just me. I'm the one they need silenced. I'm the one who knows real church history, who knows the inside operations of the church, who actually investigates the crimes and corruption of the church, who's been victimized by the church's corruption. And plus, it all started because I deciphered Paleo-Hebrew and Egyptian petroglyphs, and yeah. Joseph Smith is a translator. And they say, hell no, he's a revelator. To the death. No, to the pain. And I'll tell you why. Princess Bride. So, there you have it. John Dehlin gives me the middle finger again.